All right, welcome back. So now in this video, we're going to be learning how to create a playlist. Now in the previous video, we learned how to upload our audio files. So that means if you want to upload your audio files and messages, jingles, or whatever it is to your online radio, the simple way to do that is what we've shown you in the previous video. So in this video, we're going to be showing you how to create a playlist. And as you can see, or as you will see, is just a simple process. Everything here is a super simple process. In other words, even if you're not a computer guru, if you're not too conversant with the thicker things in the computer world, you can be able to do this. This is a very simple thing. You can do it. Even a child of 7 years old that is conversant with the computer can also get this done as well. Okay, so let's dive into the video. Let's talk about playlist. Okay, so if you want to create a playlist, the thing you need to do is to click on playlist, and I'm here right now. We're on the playlist page. The next thing you need to do is to click on create playlist. This is where you create your playlist. Okay, so I'm going to create a playlist right now. So I click on create playlist, and this is what shows. Now, because I explained the fact that there are different types of playlists, we have the first one, which is the general rotation. Now, the general rotation is the playlist that actually plays on your radio when nothing else is happening. Now, I mentioned the issue of 24 hours playing. I mean, the auto DJ, the stuff that plays, the songs that plays on your radio for 24 hours, even if you're not doing anything. That is actually what the general rotation does. The general rotation is what plays every time on your radio when nothing is being done. If you're not going live, if you're not scheduling anything, the general rotation plays, every time. From Monday to Monday, it plays non-stop. It plays 24 hours. So if you want to create, let's say you want to create a general rotation right now, the playlist of a general rotation. So what you're going to do right now is that we're going to say, okay, we're going to say Christian songs. I can just make it 24 hours Christian songs. Okay, all right. So remember I told you there are three different kind of playlists. So we're creating one now, which is the general rotation. Okay, so and I want to create one whereby in 24 hours all the songs that will be playing are Christian songs, or will be Christian songs. So that is what I'm doing right now, and I'm creating a playlist. I call the title 24 hours Christian songs. Now, why are you creating a title for this? Why are you putting a title? The reason why you need to put a title is to help you distinguish the kind of playlist you're creating and the content of the playlist as well. Because right now, the one we're creating is a general rotation, and under the general rotation, we're having 24 hours Christian song. Okay, this is what plays on your song 24 hours. Okay, so I'm going to enable it, yeah, and it's a general rotation. Okay, all right, so we're going to go down, and let's if you have more than one song in this playlist, if you have more than one song and you want it to shuffle the song, meaning if you want the server, which is the online radio, to pick the song randomly, you understand? Let's say you have about 10 songs, you have number one, number two, number three, number four, number five. Now if you want it to pick it randomly, let's say it plays number one right now, and you want it to play number 10, and then play number 6, and then play number 2. Now that is a random picking. If you want the radio to do that, you understand? Yes, the radio can actually do that. So it's going to be a random shuffle. That's what you have here. But if you want it to play it sequentially, that means you want it to play after number one, then play number two. After number two, they play number three. After number three, they play number four. Then you can go to the next option, which is sequential. So it's going to be playing the radio of the song. Sorry, it's going to be playing the song or the message that you have in a sequential order. That means after this song, then this song, then this song, then this song. Okay. But for the most part, I do like to set it to random so that people don't get bugged. If they come to the radio, they don't listen to the same settings or the sequential song over and over again. So after listening to this song, they will know, oh, this is the one that comes up. No, I don't want that kind of a thing. I want them to be able to listen to the song, and then the song comes at a random, settings, not sequential. All right. So we're going to set this to 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. depending on you. The reason why we're setting this to 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. means that non-stop, this thing is going to be playing 24 hours round the clock. What it means is that once I save this playlist now, any song that I put into this playlist is what plays 24 hours round the clock. Okay, so I'm going to click on save right now. So we have that playlist saved there. Now you notice immediately you save the playlist, it appears here, 24 hours song. Okay, 24 hours Christian song. See, as you can see, it's a general rotation and it's enabled. Okay, so let's go to the next playlist right now. Click on playlist. Okay, and we're going to create another playlist. Now the next playlist here on the list is the scheduled playlist. Okay, now what does a scheduled playlist does? Now let me play this scenario for you. For instance, if you're operating an online radio and you have, let's say, different speakers coming to your online radio to speak, and you want to give different speakers different dates and different time to do their broadcasting. Let's say, for instance, you are giving Mr. A Monday to do his broadcast, and his broadcast goes on, let's say, by 10 o'clock in the morning till, let's say, 10:15, and then you're giving Mr. B, let's say, 11 o'clock, and the broadcast start by 11 and also end by 11:15 or ends by 11:20, depending on the time of the broadcasting. Now, if you want to schedule their program without you even touching your computer, you can actually do that. What it means is that you can tell your online radio that at this particular point in time, play this particular audio, play this particular message, or play this particular jingle. Can you now see that everything has been made simple for you? So that means that even when you're not on the computer, when you're not on the system, when you're not with your gadget, you're not even on your online radio, you're not logging. Once you instruct your radio that please play the particular thing at this particular time, it will start playing. So here we're gonna say for this particular schedule, we're gonna say coffee hour. Okay, coffee business hour. Oh, sorry, let me put that right. Coffee business hour. Okay, in fact, I can just make it coffee business hour. Okay, so what it means is that this coffee business hour comes up at a particular point in time. It means it doesn't play every time. It plays at a particular point in time. Okay, if I set it to 2 o'clock, it can start playing by 2 o'clock. If I set it to 3 o'clock, it start playing by 3 o'clock. Okay, so as you can see here, we're going to change it to schedule, meaning that once it's 3 o'clock, if I want it to play by 3 o'clock, it will start playing. Okay, so now you have to schedule the date. Right now, today is 26. All right, so this is January 26. Okay, so let's say today's 26. Okay, 2009. I want it to play by 6 p.m. Today. Okay, so if I want it to play by 6 p.m. today, I'm going to change the timing. That okay, today by 6 p.m. play this audio. So what it means is that, let's say a song is playing or an audio is playing on a radio station, immediately 6 p.m. that song will stop and this audio will come up. You can see how great that is. You can even set it down. Now the interesting thing about this is that if you want this to play like this every day, yes, you can allow it to play like that every day. But if you don't want it to play like that every day, you just want it to play like, weekly. You want it to be like every week. For instance, that's an ideal thing for the most part. If you're not running a daily show, if you're running a weekly show, if you have people that are running a weekly show on your online radio, this is the ideal thing. You can set it to play on a weekly basis. You can even set to play on a monthly basis or yearly basis. Okay, so but for the most part, we're going to be doing weekly. So that means the person will be broadcasting, or the person message is going to be coming every week. So let's say the person is broadcasting by, let's say, Wednesday by 3 p.m. So that means every Wednesday the message usually come up. The message usually come up on Wednesdays. Now you can set the day here. Do you want it to be on Sunday? Do you want it to be on Wednesday? Do you want it to be on Saturday? You can do that as well. Okay, now if you have more than one message, you can do the same thing. You can either let it play in order, or you can let it play in a random style. Yeah, or you can even choose the last one, which is play randomly, and from the selected playlist and all of that. So you can do that as well. Now for this particular part, interruptible, what it means is that no, I don't want I don't want the audio to be stopped. I want the audio to play to the end. Okay, that means I want this audio that's coming up at this point in time to play to the end, and then once it plays to the end, the song can now take over. So I usually like this particular one. So once you have created this schedule, then the next thing you're gonna do is to click on save. Okay. All right, now so we have the second playlist, which is the oh sorry, we put it in the general rotation. Oh no, it's not general rotation, it's under the schedule rotation now. So what it means is that this particular playlist is scheduled. Whatever we put into this playlist, whatever audio we put into the playlist is a schedule one and will come up at a point in time. Let's quickly go over the third playlist right now. And the third one is interval. Okay, interval. All right, so this one is actually good for your jingles, for your radio identification. This usually comes up in between the general playlist. Okay, so for instance, let's say you have a song that is playing for 24 hours and you also have your interval, so you already have your schedule playlist. Now let's say you have a song that is playing and you want that after every 20 minutes or after every 20 or 10 songs or after every 10 audio playlist, you want something to come up like a radio identification. For instance, if your radio is okay, we're using iChurch for example now. So I wanted that after every 20 audio I've played, maybe song, music, whatever it is, I want an audio jingle. I want an advert to come up to say you are listening to iChurch Resources. You know, something like that. Or say you're listening to iChurch Resources Radio. This is what this particular playlist does. In between those songs that have been played, in between those audio messages that are coming up, this message comes up so that when people are listening to you, in between you can slot in either an advert or a radio identification. This is actually good, especially for adverts. So when people are listening to your radio, an advert can just come in between. It can come in every 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can come in after every 10 songs, 20 songs. So it depends on you. For instance, now we can say, okay, after every 20 songs, the audio should play. So that means after every song, you hear something like you're listening to iChurch Resources Radio or you're listening to iChurch Radio. If it's an advert, if it's an advert that you slot in or that you scheduled like this, after every song, it's gonna be like, oh, do you want to reach how many people on your radio? Do you want to, it's just like what you see on your traditional radio. You understand? That is exactly the same thing that you're going to be having here too. So this is great if you want to put in an advert in between your radio, or you want to put in a station identification. You want people to know the kind of station they're listening to, on your radio. You can do this for adverts, for jingles, for whatever thing that you want to use it for. Okay, so if you don't want it to be 20 songs, you can change it to, let's say, 20 minutes. Okay, after every 20 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes, you can change it to whatever you want to change it to. After every 10 minutes, please play this song from the interval playlist. So whatever you have in the interval, if it is a song, if it's an advert, if it's a jingle, after every 10 minutes that every audio I played on your site, this particular one we also play. So we're going to call this station identification. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but like I said, I do like to identify identification. Okay, I do like to put in the right title and advert so that I can know what is going on in a particular playlist. Okay, so I called it station identification and advert, so I'm going to make it like 20 minutes. Okay, all right, so after every 20 minutes, the content from this particular playlist will come up. If it's a song I put in there, it will come up. Okay, so I'm going to save it right now. Okay, great. Okay, so good, we're good to go. So we have about 3 playlists we've created. We have created the one for general rotation, we've created one for schedule, and then we've eventually created one for interval. However, there is there's one more playlist, which is actually the last playlist. It's called immediate, and the reason why I wouldn't be using that is because for the most part I won't be needing it. Immediate means that if something is playing, if a song is playing or a content is playing on your radio and you have not scheduled anything, you just want it to come up immediately. I mean, you just realize that, oh, you need to push something right now. It's not part of your scheduled radio. It's not part of your scheduled song or whatever. You just want to, well, you want it to come in right now. That is when you use the immediate playlist. I don't use it for the most part. I like to plan myself. I like to plan ahead, and that's the reason why I tried to show you these three playlists. But you can play around the immediate also and see how it works. Okay, so this wraps up for this video. Yeah, it's a long video. I need to explain to you how the playlist work. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how to start your online radio, how to start the server. Now that we've uploaded the song, we've created the playlist, how do we initiate it so that people can start listening to our online radio? In the next video, we're going to be doing that.